Hello everyone! So today I have some more packages from Banggood, and for you who are new here, Banggood is a website where you can get all kinds of different things from, all from power tool to clothes, home decor to art supplies to a pretty low or decent price. And also, this is not a sponsored video, they sent all these things for free for me to try out, so all I say will be my own and honest opinion as usual. And if the things that I show you looks interesting, I will leave the links to them down in the description box below. So I've been testing out a bunch of different art supplies from this store now, and this time I wanted to do something a little different. So I picked out this super mega art set for kids, and I don't know about you guys, but when I was a little girl, this was my dream. But is it as good as I remember it to be? I honestly don't remember my actual thoughts about the supplies inside, but let's find out as a grown-up artsy person if I like it or not, and can I make art with them. But we'll get back to this kit in just a minute. Banggood also let me pick some other things, and for once I didn't pick art supplies but some other things that seemed appealing to me. Ever since I saw something similar to this on Instagram, I think, I wanted to have one myself, so when I saw this way less expensive version on Banggood, I knew I had to get it. This is a moon LED light, and I'm gonna be honest, I was so surprised on how nice it looks. It does actually look like the moon, and it is perfect now in the spooky Halloween months, October. So yeah, this is my favorite thing from Banggood so far. It is really pretty. And the last thing is kind of following the same theme. You know, I said I love the moon, and you know I love cats, so you will understand why I couldn't resist getting this one. A bag with a crescent moon and cat ears. It is adorable. It has a lot of room and pockets inside. The only thing I would consider negative is that this bag came without any kind of filling inside, so it got a little squished during the shipping, which caused some minor dents on the front of it. But other than that, I like it. It is a little cheapish but still adorable. So back to the art supply kit. It looks almost exactly the same as the one that I had when I was little. The only thing I think is new in this one may be the glue. And now I'm thinking of it, mine might have come with a ruler, but the font on the oil pastel crayons are just the same. When swatching the supplies, I noticed that the paintbrush is so sad, and the watercolors are so chalky. The color pencils are very short to hold and not the most super pigmented, to be honest. The oil pastels and crayons are very similar, and I wouldn't like to call the pastels at all. They are basically the same thing as the crayons, but with a slightly rougher texture. And the markers are very streaky and dry, so yeah, this is gonna be interesting. I thought I was gonna use the two other items that I got, the cat bag and the moon, as inspiration for this illustration. So when I think of moon and cats, I think of witches. So I came up with this cat witch, and he's out with his bag in the dawn collecting materials or ingredients in the moonlight. And I have to say, it feels so good being back on YouTube making silly videos again. I don't know if any of you guys have noticed it, but I've been away for quite some time now, 3 weeks in a row I think, which is an eternity in internet time, so thank you for being patient and still being here. But it is nice being back again, as I said, and I feel refreshed. I really love how this sketch turned out, and I felt really excited to give it some colors. I started by making a base layer with the watercolors, and then later I will add some more textures and outlines with the other supplies. And I did actually use the sad paintbrush for this whole painting, and it worked okay, but yeah. So I knew that this set would be kind of not super great to work with, but I just want to point out I didn't get this set to bash on it. My intentions was purely to get a nostalgic trip and just to see how I like it today as an adult. And I said I don't really remember what I thought of it as a kid, but I probably liked it because of all the colors and all the different supplies and mediums, and because it came collected in a box, it just looks neat and appealing, which makes you inspired. It at least inspired me as a kid, I think. But why is it that art supplies for kids are usually not that great? There are probably some good quality kids art supplies out there too, but all the ones that I've tried that are aimed towards kids are not very good. Watercolors are usually chalky and color pencils are usually waxy and low pigmented. Markers are usually dry and streaky. Maybe it is because kids often don't care. I know I didn't really care. I used whatever I got and I was happy with that. Maybe it is because kids, especially the smaller or younger ones, are more rough and heavy-handed and more easily break the supplies, so it's not really worth getting more expensive supplies anyway. Maybe it is because kids' art supplies should be non-toxic, so the companies have to use ingredients or whatever that automatically lowers the quality. I have no idea though, I am just thinking out loud because I'm curious. One of the cons though with giving kids less good art supplies that I can think of, even if they don't really mind using them, is that they get the idea that this is what it's like. I remember I hated color pencils for the longest time because they were always so low pigmented and waxy, and I was quite old actually when I realized that not all color pencils are like that. So guys, what kind of art supplies did you use as a kid? Were they of good quality or not so good quality? Did you like them? Did any of you own a set like this? I had quite a good mix between better and less good art supplies because I had parents that cared about my artsy stuff. But as I said, I wasn't very picky at that time. So let's get back to this drawing here. As I said, I am not bashing on this set at all. I know that kids would like it even if the supplies are not the best because there are a lot of materials and colors to use. But gosh, these supplies were such a challenge for me to work with. The watercolors was hard to get even and I kind of just pushed them around on the paper with a paintbrush. And when they dried, it was like a layer of chalk on the paper. So I added some more colors and textures with the crayons, and I also tried to add in some more contrast and line work with the color pencils. However, the color pencils didn't work that well at all to layer over the watercolors. I ended up just scraping off the chalky watercolors with a pencil nib. The markers kind of worked as a fine liner and I managed to add in some more contrast. And I'm actually kind of liking how the texture turned out with the crayons, and the background turned out pretty nice too, even if it ended up looking more like a winter scene than autumn. So yeah, I can't really say that I'm crazy about this set as an adult, but it was a fun nostalgic trip and a fun challenge. And I did actually manage to make art with it, so I can't really complain about that. The supplies weren't that fun for me to use, but as I said, my inner child loved all the colors and the neat packaging. Lastly, I added some stars that looks more like snowflakes to be honest, with a white paint, and I also erased the smudge watercolors and crayons on the right side of the paper. So I have some mixed feelings about how this piece turned out, but I do love the concept and I did my very best with what I had to work with. I think I will actually redo this piece in ink for Inktober. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and this drawing. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new here and click on the little bell to get notified every time I post new art and videos, and I will see you next time. Thanks Banggood for sending me these things to play with, and thank you guys for watching. Keep drawing my happy cats. Bye!